Yes, guys. Thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast, where we talk all about them Pittsburgh Pirates and that. My name is Josh. Today is July 15th. Oneil Cruz came up short in the home run derby last night, but what a show he put on. Cruz lost in the semifinals to Cal Raleigh, the eventual winner of the whole entire event. He went into the semifinals as the number one seed, though. He was, as advertised, everything that we would have hoped he could have been, other than the fact that he didn't end up winning it. But he was fantastic. He put on a show. He hit one ball 513 feet. And another one, I think, ended up at like 498. And he had several of the top distances in the Derby when it was all said and done. I think James Wood was the only one to really approach it. There were 10 baseballs he hit over 475 or something like that. An absolutely ridiculous display of power. And that's what we kind of hoped we would see from him. Obviously, there's not a lot of winning that this team is doing this year. There's not a lot of things that we can take away from, and this was one of them that was just an absolute show and an absolute opportunity for someone for the Pirates. So there's another one coming up, but someone for the Pirates to show up and possibly get like a little bit of respect coming our way. It's not been a season full of things like that. It's been a season full of jokes.
Tangled a little bit.
Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. 3-0 Take is starting their live show. I'm going to try to cut that out of the audio. I didn't realize the tab was still open. If you guys don't listen to the 3-0 Take podcast, you absolutely should. They cover all of baseball, but they're down in Atlanta right now, and they're going to start a live stream right now. We got it muted. We're good. No more. But go listen to the 3-0 Take podcast. Now I have to leave it in because now I put a plug in there for those guys, and those guys are great, great dudes. Anyway, Oneil Cruz was incredible. I absolutely loved watching him put on a show, and I'm just glad that he didn't go out there and kind of choke. As a matter of fact, I was nervous after the 21 home runs. I was nervous. I was like, man, he's in right now, but we don't know who's going to hit what. And then it ended up being, in the top seed because of distance, but tied with Junior Caminero, who made it also to the finals. I liked the format a little more this year. I like the fact that in the first round, they took the 4 top guys. There wasn't head-to-head in the first round. I think that needs to remain a thing. They still go to head-to-head in the second round in the semifinal, and I think that's okay, but I think I would rather see just all 4 guys hit and you take the top 2 again. I think that's more... I think that's still my preference. I wonder, Caminero easily got into the finals, but because of the struggle of somebody else, he kind of had a little bit of advantage going into that. Now, it didn't matter. Cal Raleigh ended up winning the whole thing, but it felt like there was a little bit of an advantage there because he didn't have to swing as much. He didn't have to, you know what I mean? And this was like the last time I went to, the only time I went to Home Run Derby was 2019. And Jock Peterson and Vlad Guerrero put on an absolute show that year. And Pete Alonso had like an easy path there. Everything was head to head. He didn't have to hit very many home runs. Vlad hit like 91 home runs that year and ends up losing because he had so many swing offs against Jock Peterson. And so it just kind of felt like Pete Alonso was kind of, fresh for the final round. And I don't want to say gifted, like you still have to earn all of these things, right? But he had an advantage in the final round. And so like this was sort of the same thing. And so it like I said, it didn't matter. Cal Raleigh, big dumper, first catcher to ever win it. All the things. he ended up getting to the second round by 0.8 inches. Like, how do we even know that? I feel like there was some goofiness there. Brent Rooker, though, was kind of sour about it. And it's like, bro, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to go there. But anyway, it was a really fun event. I still think the Home Run Derby is absolutely the best event of any All-Star game in any professional sport that we have. Like, it's not, it is still number one, and it did not disappoint last night. It was incredible. Next up, Paul Skenes. Skenes is going to start the All-Star game tonight, and he's got an opportunity to also show up. Now, this is the second straight year that he'll do this. It's a very short list of guys who start the All-Star game. And I just mean of anybody, position players alike, a very short list of guys who start the All-Star game their first 2 seasons in the show. And as a matter of fact, I think he's the only pitcher. Don't quote me on that. I saw the list. I don't remember seeing a pitcher on it. But either way, he's got an opportunity to kind of show up here in a big moment. He just needs to go 1 inning and his night is over. So you only have to watch for 10 minutes or so. And you've seen Paul Skenes. And if you want to turn off, the All-Star game is not the Home Run Derby. The Home Run Derby is and will probably always be the event of the All-Star break. It's a lot of fun. It's more relaxed in a good way. Like, it's more relaxed in a good way, where the All-Star game tends to be more relaxed in a non-good way. You still want to see these guys compete at a high level, but at the same time, you also understand that they're not going to go 110%. Like, that's just not a thing. And so, or 100%, right? There's no such thing as 110. It's either 100% or it's not everything you have. So anyway, I'm looking forward to watching the All-Star game. I always do, but it is a much different event as far as excitement goes than the Home Run Derby. The Home Run Derby's king, and it will continue to be the best event. I absolutely love it. But Paul Skenes gets the mound tonight, and that's a really cool thing too. It's a really special thing, mostly for Paul Skenes, but also for the Pirates. And this year we're back to wearing the actual uniforms of the players, so he'll get to don a Pirates jersey in the game and represent Pittsburgh. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, listen, this is a short show today. It's the All-Star break. I just played a double header tonight, then watched the Derby, half of it at Roosters, half of it driving home from Roosters. And so and finished it up here at the house, but it's late, and I'm going to cut this one short today. Use this time to catch up on yesterday's show. I had Jake's down in Atlanta. He was at the Home Run Derby tonight. I don't think he got any balls. I'm sure if he did, he would have texted me. But he texted me a picture of where he was at and everything. Unfortunately, he was left field, and not many right-handers were hitting tape measure shots. But filling in for Jake was Scott from Buctober. And we talked draft picks and a ton more. Make sure you go back and check that show out. It was a lot of fun to chop it up with Scott and everything. The good guys over at Buctober. So I'll be back at it tomorrow after the All-Star game. We'll talk about Paul Skenes. Until then, have a great day. Let's go Bucks.
Thanks for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Subscribing to your platform of choice is the best way to be notified for new episodes. And now, new episodes every weekday. Remember, live shows with my dad and Uncle Jake are Sundays at 9 p.m. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and join them in the live chat every Sunday. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2 Buctober. Clear the deck, cannonball coming, and let's go Bucks.